In this episode, I'm going to show you how to stop procrastinating and be more productive this school year. Let's rise! Rising to be. Rising to be productive. Rising to be organized. Rising to be inspired. Who are you rising to be? New podcast every Tuesday, new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Ready to dominate your time and get more done? It's time to stop letting time rule your life. With the Hour Schedule Planner, you will notice increased productivity just like the many others who have already started using this planner. Life is unpredictable, but with this planner, you will have the tools you need and 100+ stickers to make sure that no matter what happens in your life, you will still get important things done. Available now at risingtobe.com and on Etsy. This episode was already posted early and several others are available right now on patreon.com/risingtobe. All for the price of 1 cup of coffee once a month. Subscribe now for more Rising to Be content. Any fool can know, the point is to understand. Albert Einstein. Hello everyone, I'm Christina B Rising and welcome to the Rising to Be show, the only place on the internet where I help you rise to be who you want to be. Helping you rise to be productive, organized, and inspired so that you can reach your goals. I upload new videos and podcasts every single week, so be sure to subscribe as a riser so that you won't miss anything. Shop the back to school sale for workbooks, printables, and stickers, and save 40% off at risingtobe.com. And last but not least, this episode will not be possible without the support of our Rising to Be patrons and channel members. Thank you. Now let's get into this episode. And of course, before we jump into our list, I have a few honorable mentions to share with you, so let's go over them. Find a distraction-free area where you can focus on the material. Connect with study buddies and form study groups. Reward yourself when you complete your assignments. Don't skip class, avoid procrastination, and our last honorable mention is balance your time, workload, and other priorities. 1. Exam day routine. I know exams are stressful, but if you follow all of these tips for college students, hopefully you won't feel too overwhelmed with last-minute cramming and studying. Make sure you have everything you need for your exam: pen, pencil, laptop, Scantron, etc. Make sure to at least get 8 hours of sleep before the night of your test. A good night's sleep improves your memory. On the day of your exam, try not to have more than your usual intake. No more than 2 shots of espresso for me. Eat a balanced breakfast so you can focus on your exam instead of your grumbling stomach. And lastly, make sure you turn your phone off. There are so many professors that will not hesitate about giving a student a 0 on an exam simply because their phone rings. Simply. Tip 2, schedule your life. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin. Are you a night owl or an early bird? Do you take back to school classes? Do you take back-to-back classes every day of the week, or do you like to rest between your classes? There are questions that will help you determine your learning preferences. Personally, I enjoy waking up early, having breaks between my classes, and of course taking 2-hour lectures once a week. That being said, if you prefer to sleep in, having an 8 a.m. class every day, this might not be the best option for you. You may show up to class tired and sleepy rather than awake and ready to learn. Everyone is different, so build your ideal schedule according to your preferences and needs. And if your schedule allows it, try getting Fridays off so that you can have more time to focus on studying during the week. This will give you more time to rest during the weekend. Check out my hourly schedule planner with 100+ stickers and included with 4 different versions to help you plan your best school year. Use the code SCHOOL40 for 40% off at risingtobe.com. Tip 3, study schedule. It's time to get serious about studying. We've all been there. The night before the test, frantically flipping through our textbooks and notes and trying to make sense of the information. By making a little extra time each day, you can avoid these last-minute study sessions and feel more confident in your ability to pass exams. Here are some tips for building a study schedule that works for you. Be specific with your schedule. You should know exactly when and where you're going to study every day. So break up your day in chunks and make sure each chunk has a purpose. For example, if your class meets at 8, 9, and of course 11, then schedule studying time for 10 a.m. This will help keep you on track and allow for breaks between your classes or during lunchtime if necessary. Break up work into sections. Don't try to cram everything into one sitting. It just won't work. Instead, break up your study sessions into smaller sections using the Pomodoro method, which I covered in a previous video that I will link for you in the show description. Tip 4, grade breakdown. Learning is unifying seemingly divergent ideas and data. Terry Hake. The best way to ace a test is to study for it. But how do you study? Keep in mind that the grading rubrics and the exam study guides your professor gives you will be your best friend. Understanding what is expected of you and how you are being graded will ensure that you can focus your efforts on getting as many points as possible. Pay special attention to formatting and content. Also, if your professor tells you how many questions will be on the exam, figure out how much time you'll have for each question to help you pace yourself. Some professors may include questions on topics that were part of the reading materials but not specifically covered in class. Never run out of business cards again with a Popple digital business card that instantly connects us with others, allowing for more connections, more leads, more sales, and sharing your social channels with others. And instantly share your contact info with your clients. Share your info with a tap or a scan by networking with Popple's cards, keychains, bracelets, and even add a bit of personality with your own logo. Use the link in the description to save 20% on your order, compatible with Apple and Android devices. A Rising to Be partner. Tip 5, what makes a grade? There's no denying it. Understanding how you are being graded is the key to getting the best grade possible. It's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the different ways that you can get graded, that you can be graded. It's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the different ways that you can be graded. But trust me, once you know what each grade means, it will make so much more sense. It's also important to understand what kinds of things your professor expects from you in order to make sure that you are doing everything that you can to earn those points. If your professor gives you an exam study guide, pay special attention to formatting and content. Sometimes professors give you an exam study guide. This study guide may help you understand exactly what will be on the exam. Pro tip, also some professors may include questions on topics that were a part of the reading but not specifically covered in class. Today's comment of the day goes to Janilla Hill. Love tip 3. And you can check out tip 3 in my episode that I'll leave down below. Thanks so much for your comment, Janilla Hill. And our bonus tip, use your professors. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn and unlearn and relearn. Alvin Toffler. When I was in college, I used to avoid professors' office hours like the plague. I was nervous to talk to them, and I was also afraid of looking dumb. I didn't want them to assume that I wasn't listening during their class. Plus, it felt like an extra burden on top of all of the other stuff I had as a student. And professors are pretty busy people. But then one day, my friend convinced me to go with her to meet our professor. She said that it would be great for both of us to get extra help with some of the tough concepts in our chemistry course. And you know what? She was right. After visiting our professor, my friend and I felt so much more confident about chemistry and were able to understand what we needed to do better in the class. We also got some great advice on how to best prepare for our final exam. You can meet with him either online or in person. I understand that visiting your professor can seem a bit nerve-wracking and scary. Still, it is a valuable resource that many students don't ever use. Letters of recommendation from professors are amazing. You will most likely need these letters of recommendation for future internships, scholarships, grants, grad school, and of course jobs. Past and current professors can be a great resource for that, but only if they know you and your work. Attending office hours can help build that close relationship. Now, if you're looking for a baby step, try visiting the TA, which is the teacher's assistant. It's a great way to build the initial confidence. It can also be incredibly helpful to visit the TA if they are the ones grading your papers, lab reports, and etc. Doing this will help you to understand what is expected of you and how you are being graded even more. Share this awesome episode with someone you know who needs it to help them rise to be who they want to be. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate for you to miss the next episode. Now let's get into our recap. So let's do a quick recap just in case you missed a tip. Tip 1, exam day routine. Tip 2, schedule your life. Tip 3, study schedule. Tip 4, grade breakdown. Tip 5, what makes a grade. And our bonus tip, use your professors. I just want to take a moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode will not be possible without your support. Watch next week's episode early by joining my Patreon for exclusive content at patreon.com/risingtobe. Thank you so much for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or your podcast review which tip you'll be using. Keep rising to be who you want to be. Bye, risers.